On this episode of the 5P Podcast, I'm your host, Michael J. Penney, and sitting down with Mr. Mark Casper of tech4troops.org. Tech for Troops, an amazing organization which provides, let's say, underprivileged, let's say folks who are hitting the rocks, let's say, oh man, I need money and help and I'm struggling and I'm worried and need to actually do something about this. He helps those folks. All right, and we're going to hit on that throughout his mission. But if you are a veteran and you need tech in order to get yourself to level up to that next level, whatever the case may be, you need to check out tech4troops.org. Go to tech4troops.org, and you need to look up Mark Casper. So let's get rolling on this. Without further ado, welcome, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me, Michael. I appreciate this.
Absolutely. It's a privilege to be working with our fellow veteran supporters that are out there. Can you give people a little bit of a background as to how you started Tech for Troops?
Sure. Well, I didn't start, but I actually was invited to be on the board. And when I walked in the door to take the tour to see if I wanted to be on the board, quite literally, my head exploded, and I'll just use the word God or karma or whatever you want to call it, but I say God. Told me I was home. And we had 750 square feet at the time. And I took the tour, and the founder looked at me and said, "Do you want to be executive director?" I was like, "Yeah." And I had a company, my own company, and I shut it down. I went home that night, told my wife what I was doing, I shut it down, and came here full time. And now we have close to 7,000 square feet. So from October 2016 to today, we've grown by a couple of 1,000%.
That is amazing. Now, the mission and the focus here is what I'm really interested to get into. Folks, if you're familiar with the 5P podcast, we run through the 5P format, consider it a frago per episode, in order for these business leaders, such as Mark Casper at tech4troops.org, to be able to get their mission out there. But here's where it starts. What is the problem opportunity that you are tackling? What is your enemy out there?
So there's actually two-pronged enemy. The first is veterans or active duty who are transitioning out, who believe they have the tiger by the tail. And when they get out, they realize, oh, it's not the same as when I was in and I was told what to do, and I'm wearing a uniform, and I don't have the money in the bank to be able to succeed or survive for a year before I find a job. So those folks who fall in those cracks, we help them with technology. We actually provide a computer for them to be able to get online and create resumes. We give some training here in Richmond, Virginia, basic computer literacy training, and we're branching out into more. Probably within the next year, we have partnered with a company to do that. But the other part that we do is it's unwritten, because we don't want to become a therapy company or a counseling company, but we are trying to desperately impact the 22 a day who commit suicide. And then the active duty transitioning out, there's 5 a day who commit suicide. And that number's growing because of the way the world is and not knowing what you're going to get when you get into the civilian world.